I am Agnes Jones. I'm based in Glasgow, and I'm an artist blacksmith, and I make kind of linear sculptural pieces. Sometimes they can be used as practical objects, so kind of gates and railings, but sometimes they're much more sculptural. Just basically anything made out of steel is what I do. I tend to do a lot of drawing, and then I produce that in metalwork. I love things that you can draw in a linear way. I'm doing quite a lot of human figures at the moment. Recent projects have included things that are very much to do with flowers and nature and things like that. So they're quite beautiful. And another thing that inspires me is the steel itself, because it is this incredible material that is so solid and rigid, but then you heat it up and you can bend it into any shape. And then it cools down and becomes this really, really solid thing again. The workshop took place in Langholm Primary School. It was really exciting to get lots of really young people involved. We drew with a mixture of paint and pipe cleaners. And what I noticed most was kind of their excitement to use materials in ways that I hadn't really thought of. It was just amazing to see them just using things in a completely exciting and different way. I think the things that I took from it were really trying to maybe play with it a little bit more, because they clearly just wanted to have fun with the materials that we had provided them with. I was reading a lot of Hugh MacDiarmid poetry, and there were a few lines that stuck with me. The Little White Rose of Scotland, it was so evocative of the kind of feelings he obviously had about Scotland. This symbol of Scottishness, this beautiful and scented rose, and it just made me immediately realise that you could make a very beautiful kind of flowing idea on the side of the building. I was really interested in looking at Hugh MacDiarmid, but I suppose in a slightly different way to the memorial monument thing that he already has. I realised that it's another thing in metal, but it was just sort of a way of trying to bring in maybe some of the nature that surrounds Langholm. I think murals in public space and public art in general are a really good way of having a town define itself to the outside world. It kind of allows somewhere like Langholm to bring out the things that it's proud of. And because public art and murals make a space nicer to be in, just because there are things to look at, and it shows that people care about their area, and I think it makes people take pride in their surroundings. So I think public art tends to energise spaces. Obviously I'm very biased, but I think that artists have a huge role to play within every community. And I think arts organisations energise spaces as well. They kind of take disparate artists and people and bring them together. They kind of bring ideas together and allow people to engage in projects in a way that they wouldn't be able to otherwise. It's a wonderful thing to have in Langholm.